If you found this from one of my shorts, this is just me slowing down and finishing the thought. This isn't politics, it's not a movement, and I'm not trying to convince you of anything. I'm not here to tell you what to do or what to believe. I'm just trying to give language to something a lot of reasonable people already feel, but don't name very often. A lot of people feel like life got harder without anything actually falling apart. Work feels faster, days feel fuller, there's less margin. People are more cautious now. They take fewer risks. They delay big decisions. They scale back where they can. And when this gets talked about, it's often framed as disengagement or laziness or lack of motivation. I don't think that's what's happening. Most people I know didn't quit. They didn't give up. They adapted. They noticed that pushing harder stopped paying off, and they adjusted accordingly. That's not apathy, that's restraint. The way I think about it is pretty simple. For a long time, systems repaired themselves. If you worked harder for a while, things eased up later. If you pushed through a rough stretch, stability eventually came back. That repair loop mattered more than we realize. Over time, a lot of that repair disappeared. Not all at once, and not because anyone flipped a switch. Technology fixed bottlenecks. Waiting disappeared. Everything got more efficient. But nothing replaced the recovery that used to live in those gaps. So pace became constant. Output expectations rose. Endurance stopped being temporary, and it became the baseline. When that happens, responsibility doesn't go away, it just changes shape. People are still expected to carry things. They're just carrying them longer with fewer chances to recover. At some point, bootstraps stop being a way through a hard stretch and start being the plan. And when someone finally slows down and that gets framed as a character issue, I don't think it is. I think it's what happens when systems stop repairing themselves and people absorb the cost. Pizza Party is just where I wrote this down in one place. It's not a fix, it's not a strategy, and it's certainly not a call to action. It's a record. It's about how ordinary people adapted when things stopped repairing themselves the way they used to. If the shorts felt familiar, the book just takes the time to explain why, without blaming anyone and without pretending there's an easy solution. If none of this resonates, that's fine. But if it does, if you've felt more tired, more cautious, more careful, you're not imagining it, and you're not failing. You're reacting sanely to changed conditions. That's all this is trying to say.